This is the brand new Akai MPK Mini MK4. I've used this one, the Mini Play Mk3, for a long time, but is this a meaningful upgrade for looping in Ableton Live, or just a cosmetic refresh? By the end of this video, we'll know more. I'm mainly looking for two things. First, does the MK4 make my workflow faster, cleaner, easier? And second, does it actually change the way I approach looping in Ableton Live? Let's start with a quick side-by-side. At the first glance, there are some obvious differences. For example, the MK4 is a bit bigger than the Mini Play Mk3. Then we have a pitch and a mod wheel in comparison to the joystick of the Mk3. Slightly larger mini keys, RGB pads that tie, for example, into a pre-mapped Ableton script, and a dedicated transport section for controlling a DAW, USB-C, and a 5-pin MIDI out. There is also a slightly smaller color display and 8 endless encoders in comparison to the 4 knobs of the Mini Play Mk3. For me, this comparison instantly raises two questions. First, could the wheels and the slightly larger keys improve my playing and give me more control over what I play? And second, do the new pad modes and the Ableton integration give me more possibilities for looping inside of Ableton, but without sacrificing the ability of finger drumming with the pads? We'll test both. By the way, the MK4 comes with access to the new Akai Studio Instrument Library and Ableton Live Lite 12. For anyone starting out, or if you just want some new tools, this is a very nice starting point software-wise. Let's dive deeper in and start with the keys. The Mini keypad feels quite a bit different from the previous version. My first impression is that I could have a little bit more control over what I am playing. I really never used the MK3's joystick, so maybe the wheels on the MK4 can do a better job in controlling what we play. So for me, that definitely is a genuine improvement. Let's move over to the pads, because this is where it gets really relevant for looping. And if you want a more in-depth tutorial on how I loop in Ableton, just check out this video, I'll link it here for you. One thing I often heard as criticism of the Mk3 was its pad feel. They are very hard and stiff, especially in lower velocities. On the Mk4, they're still firm, yes, but you have quite a bit control of lower velocity settings. Maybe this could be an improvement. But there's one thing I only really noticed when I had both controllers side by side, and that is size of the Mk4's pads is a little bit smaller than the Mk3. But I don't mind that. In fact, I could prefer these because of the new feel and responsiveness when you play soft notes. But the key question is whether the Mk4 will change my way of looping in Ableton. Typically, I work in arrangement mode, as I said before, and as it is shown in the link video. But sometimes this mode has some disadvantages, because when I want to do an 8-bar loop, I have to play 8 bars of drums and then can add the new instrument. In clip mode, I could play 2 bars of drums and then add maybe 8 bars of synth or bass over it. But if we now use the integrated Ableton functions of the pads and the clip control that I'll show you in a moment, the question is whether we could switch quick enough to still use these pads for drumming. All right, now that we're inside of Ableton, let's have a quick look at the new functions that are pre-mapped with the Mk4. Important are especially pad 2, 3, and 4. If we hit shift and pad 4, we are in a pad drum mode. We can drum, we can play with the pads. If we go to shift in pad 3, we're now in the clip arm and clip stop mode. At the moment, only track 1 is armed, but when I hit these pads, I can arm the other tracks. And when I go there with the buttons here, I can also arm the clips 5 to 8. The top row is for stopping clips. So when I hit these, you see they light up. And if there was a clip, they would stop now. The third and very important function for looping is the clip record and clip start mode. When we hit shift and the second pad, we enter this mode. And that way we can easily record our first loop. Make sure a session record is on and hit the track. At a hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, come on. Now, arm the second track and record a bass. Now, arm the third track and add a Rhodes. So now the question is, if I switch over the pads to clip control, can I change back quick enough to still use these pads for drumming? Our task would be to change really quickly between this drum and this clip start mode. So we go here, start the clip, go back there, play, and then go back to the clip mode and stop the recording. This could be very tricky. Let's try it out. You see, although I made it and it seems possible, I just played a very basic beat, and if you have a more complex beat, complex rhythm patterns, or a quicker beat, then it gets very, very hard very quickly. So I think for a convenient and relaxed play, you should use the keys for drumming and the pads for all the controls. So yeah, although I always used the pads for drumming in the past, I think this is a change you can achieve really quickly, and it's well worth the advantages we get out of controlling the clips with the new pads. Is this a night and day upgrade? I'd say no. But is it meaningful for my workflow in Ableton Live? It could be, yes. The wheels instead of the joystick, the bigger keys, the better feel of the keys, and the more precise pads, although they are smaller, change a lot for me. And I also like to try my style of MIDI looping in clip mode, because I never did it on the MK3, but just with the APC for bigger projects. If you're on the MK3, what would actually make you switch? Maybe you have some different ideas than I showed today, so let me know in the comments. If this first glance video was helpful for you, then a like would really help this video. Also, check out my latest performance. Until then, make more music. Bye.